completed all the work? Have you all drawn the diagram? Okay. I hope all of you have finished studying also that particular topic. It's an important chapter. From the starting till the end. You can expect many questions from this chapter. So, exam point of view, it is a very, very important chapter. Please learn it thoroughly. Last class, we discussed the male reproductive system and the female reproductive system. There is one more topic left. We didn't discuss few things in that. So today I will be completing the chapter. We will be discussing those points which we had left out last class and we will be winding up this chapter. I will give you a few important questions also at the end of this class. So last class in female reproductive system, we had discussed till the tissue that provides nourishment to the fetus. Which is a tissue? Yes, placenta. So if the egg gets fertilized, the embryo gets transplanted to the uterus in the uterine wall, which is called as implantation. After implantation, by the time the implantation takes place, uterus prepares itself to receive the embryo. It becomes spongy. Blood vessels, the supply of blood to this uterine wall increases because it is through this blood vessel that the nourishment to the embryo is provided. So now, today we will discuss what happens to the egg if it is not fertilized. Last class we learned what all will happen if the egg is fertilized. Today we learn what will happen if egg does not get fertilized. If I told you every month, one of the ovary will release a mature egg. The ovary becomes mature and each month one egg is released by one of the ovaries by the process of ovulation. So every month the uterus prepares itself to receive the embryo. If the embryo does not reach the uterus, the uterine wall, the blood vessels breaks and the blood is shed. And this process is called as menstruation. The egg remains alive for 1 day and then the lining breaks and it is shed, and this process is called as menstruation. The first menstruation is called as menarche and the menstruation stops by the age of 45, 50 or 55, 50 to 55 years usually, and this is called as menopause. Next topic or the last topic of this chapter is reproductive health. Reproductive health is a state of body when a person becomes mentally, physically and socially fit to lead a healthy reproductive life. Sexual maturity in boys and girls alone is not enough for undergoing reproduction. In earlier times, we can see that, or we have seen that children get married at an early age or during puberty. Since their body is not matured enough for undergoing reproduction, the incidences of child and maternal mortality was very high. Lack of awareness of the birth control measures also results in the large family size, which will affect the health and economy of the family. Therefore, it is very important to be aware of the correct reproductive practices and take decisions to lead a healthy and successful reproductive life. We will be discussing the measures to be taken to lead a successful life, reproductive life, with the help of few slides. After the slides, we will discuss few important previous year's questions, and the test paper for this week will include the whole chapter. So please learn the diagrams and the whole chapter thoroughly. Sexual reproduction. We will be discussing the last part of this chapter, and as you see the slide, you may please note down all the points in your biology note. Last topic is reproductive health. What is reproductive health? This is a state of body when a person is physically, mentally and socially fit to lead a healthy reproductive life. Sexual maturation for boys and girls starts at the age of 13 and 11 respectively. But maturation is not attained at that age. The body is not fully capable of undergoing the process of reproduction. Next, the requirement of good reproductive health. Why should we give importance to this reproductive health? Lack of awareness about birth control measures results in large family size, which affects the health and economy of the family. Therefore, it is important to be aware of correct reproductive practices and take decisions carefully to lead a healthy and successful life. The requirement of good reproductive health are: first, willingness to undergo safe sex and maintain hygiene. Second, awareness of sexually transmitted diseases and methods to prevent them. Third, adequate knowledge of fertility regulation. Fourth, ability to bear responsibilities to raise a family. Sexually transmitted diseases. The infectious diseases of reproductive system that spread from an infected person to a healthy person through sexual contact are called sexually transmitted diseases or STDs. These mainly include bacterial and viral infections. Some of the bacterial infections are gonorrhea and syphilis, and viral infections are AIDS and warts. Now I'll just tell you what is gonorrhea and syphilis and their symptoms. You need not sit and by heart that. You need to know only the names of the disease caused by bacteria and virus. Now, what is gonorrhea? Gonorrhea is a disease caused by the bacterium, which is transmitted through sexual contact. It causes inflammation of the urethra in males and urethra and vagina in females. There is pus-like discharge from the urethra. Urine is passed with difficulty and with burning sensation. Penicillin was used earlier to treat gonorrhea, but many gonorrheal organisms are now resistant to it. Next, what is syphilis? It is also a bacterial disease which is transmitted through sexual contact. It gets transferred from mother to baby. Burning sensation during urination and urethral discharge are its general symptoms. In the first stage, the bacteria travel through blood circulation to different parts of the body and multiply there. In the second stage, different kinds of non-itchy rashes appear. During the third stage, the vital organs like heart, liver, brain and eyes get affected. Penicillin provides an effective treatment for syphilis. Next, viral infections. The first one is AIDS, which you all are familiar with the term. You might be knowing some details about that. But still, AIDS, the full form is Acquired Immunodeficiency Syndrome. What is AIDS? Acquired Immunodeficiency Syndrome. Actually, it affects the immune system of our body. It is the most dangerous immunodeficiency disease in humans. It is caused by the infection of a virus called HIV. Full form is Human Immunodeficiency Virus. This virus suppresses the immune mechanism of the body and makes the body susceptible to any disease. Once the immune system is affected, automatically our resistant power goes down and all sorts of microorganisms which enters the body can attack us. An AIDS patient dies due to other infections in the body because his body has no ability to fight against any infection. Medicines generally become ineffective on the body of an AIDS patient as the body immunity becomes very low. AIDS spreads in the following ways. First, sexual contact with a person infected with AIDS. Second, transfusion of AIDS infected blood. Third, use of AIDS infected needles for injections. And fourth, transfer of HIV during pregnancy. That is, transfer of the virus from an infected mother to her fetus through placenta. Prevention of AIDS. AIDS is an incurable disease till date. Hence, it can be prevented by following certain precautions. Let us go through few precautionary measures. First, do not have sexual contact with an AIDS infected person. Second, use condoms during sexual intercourse to prevent AIDS from spreading. Third, before blood transfusion, check the blood for HIV infection or any other infection. Fourth, always use disposable syringes for injections. Next viral infection is warts. Genital warts are soft growths in tissues of the genitals. It is sexually transmitted infection caused by certain strains of virus, human virus. The growth can cause pain, discomfort and itching. They are especially dangerous for a woman because some of these viruses can also cause cancer of the cervix. So, these are all about the sexually transmitted diseases. Next is family planning. What is family planning? It is the practice of controlling the size of a family by creating awareness among people about the consequences of rise in population and adopting various birth control methods. You may please take down all these definitions in your notebook. Okay. So why is this family planning given more importance? Increase in population is an alarming challenge for the world today. It has become a major concern worldwide. Therefore, it is very important to control the size of families in order to reduce the size of population. This can be done by practicing family planning measures. Clear? Birth control can be done by avoiding unwanted pregnancies in females. It can be achieved through the use of contraceptive methods and devices that are available. Next, contraceptive methods. The method of prevention of unwanted pregnancies and giving gaps between births of children during one's reproductive life is called contraception. Okay, contraceptive methods, the methods used to avoid pregnancies are called as contraceptive methods. So what is contraception? It is the method of prevention of unwanted pregnancies and giving gaps between the births of children during one's reproductive life. The devices used for contraception are called contraceptive devices. This is very important, please learn it. Next, what are the different methods of contraception? There are 4 main methods of contraception. We'll discuss one by one. The first method is barrier method. In barrier method, it involves the use of physical devices that prevent sperms from meeting the egg, such as condoms, cervical caps, etc. Second method is hormonal method. These methods work by changing the hormonal balance of the body so that the eggs are not released from the ovary in a female and fertilization cannot occur. Only if the eggs are released, it can result in fertilization. So by taking the drugs, usually it is taken as oral pills, orally as pills. So by taking this pill, the hormonal imbalance is created and so the eggs are not released. Is it clear? So, but this will not affect or interfere with the menstrual cycle. However, since they change the hormonal balances, they may cause some side effects. Third method is use of intrauterine contraceptive devices, IUCD. These devices are made of plastic or some metal or a combination of both. Usually, the used contraceptive devices are loop or copper T. It is placed in the uterus to prevent pregnancies. So, in most of this, when these devices are placed inside the uterus or uterine cavity of a female, the presence of these devices prevents the implantation of an embryo in the uterus. You know, you have already learnt that fertilization takes place in the fallopian tube and the embryo gets transplanted into the uterus. So once these devices are introduced into the uterus, implantation will be stopped or it is blocked. As a result, no pregnancy can take place. They can also cause side effects due to irritation caused to the uterus. Next method, that is the fourth method, is surgical method. In surgical method, there are two different types, one in male and one in female. First one, vasectomy. Vasectomy is a method usually adopted in male. Here, vas deferens in male is cut or blocked. It prevents the transfer of sperms. Once it is cut or blocked, the sperms will not be transferred. In female, the method used is tubectomy. Here, the fallopian tube in female is cut or blocked. It prevents the transfer of sperms to the uterus. These are the four important methods used as contraceptive methods. Apart from this, there is one more method called abortion. That is, the surgery conducted to terminate unwanted pregnancy is called abortion. Medical termination of pregnancy, MTP. It is now legal. However, there are cases where people are misusing this method to abort sex-selective female fetuses. For a healthy society, the female-male sex ratio must be maintained. Because of reckless female feticides, due to prenatal sex determination, female-male child sex ratio is declining at an alarming rate in some sections of our society. Ultrasound is used in most parts of the world for prenatal sex determination. However, it was prohibited by the law or by law in India in 1994 to prevent sex-selective termination of pregnancies. I have given few notes here. Those are a few important topics where the questions are asked often. You may please take down these notes in your biology notebook. Here are few previous year's questions. You may take down these questions and write the answer for the same. If you have written the same question and answer before this, you need not repeat it. Questions which are not written before you see this question paper, you may take down the question and also write down the answer for the same in your biology notebook. You can write it at the back of the notebook.